Welcome to my channel. I'm Raven of Arendal, southeast coast of Norway. I just talked about things going wrong, what's in our path. Because we are on the 10th house now. And wow, I need a good camera angle, thank you Jesus. And then the camera just, talking about obstacles. Yes, that's the word, obstacles. And I realized I'm sitting here, I'm talking to myself. And not only that, but I forgot my camera, my mic as well. And I was like, oh no, is it because the camera is too hot? No, it's too hot. Oh no, then I won't be able to do any more reads. Turns out, I just filled up my space. So, I'm going to go through slowly what the 10th house really is about. It's the house where we stretch for our goals. It's the MC, it's the medium coily, like they call it. I have no clue what that means, but it's above your head. And so this is where we stretch, what we stretch for, our dreams, everything, okay? And so what pops up here, what is kind of, what you're struggling without, Scorpio, regarding your career, is that Capricorn and Uranus and Fire and Saturn are all coming out in reverse. Like, they are not on our good side. But then again, we have death that popped up in their face. And so, although this is weakened right now, there is a part of you that's weakened. Reminds me I need to take my vitamins. That helped a little bit. And so, what is strengthening your case here is many other things. Okay, is it possible to move that camera just a little bit backwards for that? Turning everything to shit. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. I have to bend over. 1.5 years on this this is my hobby. This is my hobby. And yet still the same camera / very old phone. And sitting in all these crawling positions as possible. We do have a lot of power up though. You have someone, you have a weapon, you have some equipment to get up that mountain, Scorpio. Whatever you progress, whatever you're on to, because this is your dream we are talking about here. This is your dream. This is not just... This is so much for you, Scorpio. And so... I think one of the reasons that maybe things did not go as they did is that some things you're not meant to hear, and maybe something hidden in here in this stack or something, very personal, was not meant to come out in public, basically, because it's, I don't know, too obvious, I don't know, it's just not meant for human ears. But what you do have, Scorpio, whatever you're working on, keep on working. You have Gemini twice. Working with Mercury, and that's knowledge. That's, if you hate pizza, this position can make people want pizza, although they really hate it. That's Gemini and Mercury. Mercury is a lot of knowledge. So whoever you are, whoever I'm messaging, some of you have here an extreme amount of knowledge and a lot of things going through your mind right now. You really want this, There are so many things that are, you know, I don't know all the way. We say so many things in Norwegian, like trying to translate this. Kicking you so you stumble, you know. You also have Mars and Aries here. Aries, as you know, that's a lot of power. And so if this is poker, these are in reverse and they're quite strong, affecting you. So you don't know what to think. It's very confusing because whatever you're working on, it's like you do not get the attention that you deserve. And you're brilliant. There's certain things you're just brilliant at doing those things. There's something also, even Taurus is on your side in this case. Some of you could have a Taurus placement, but this could also be something about regarding a property. Maybe I need a place where I can do this work. I resonate with that. And so here you are waiting. Okay, here you are waiting for someone or something, the boat to come in. Nothing's happening here with the Chariot in reverse. It's creating this obstacle here. Okay. So an obstacle here is the sun. It's like myself, I can go outside and I am in the sun. It doesn't make me feel, it does not necessarily feel like I have the sun shining in my heart. So it's kind of blocking you a little bit. It's like, maybe many of you, you see everyone who's got the sun in their heart, you know, you have this Scorpio are lone wolves. I am one of those who, you know, you see all the families and there's the one person dressed in black sitting in a corner doing tarot, eating the dinner. I'm one of those who dare to go and see movies alone. And then I don't have to argue where to sit because I know where I'm supposed to sit when I'm watching a movie. And I've always been alone, really. Was when a child, for me finding friends was very difficult because I was standing out. So, and at the same time we yearn to have someone with us. And so I started to study really human behavior. How do humans behave? Clearly I'm not human. Because I freaked people out. With spooky stories and you know, I didn't really understand how to behave among people. Now how weird is that? And to this very day I'm still walking this path alone. To this very day. I did, however, learn about human behavior, and my conclusion is stay away. I was born wise. Okay, let's continue. You did have justice popping up for you here. So whoever did you unjust, they did create a situation where you've been draining, someone are draining your money, something is draining your money, and trust me, these people who are behind this, they will get their karma, okay? In your past, you were stuck, but someone came and gave you an offering. Now I'm referring to the past read, okay? Someone gave you an offering, they unstuck you, and so And so what happened? Well, when we accept our sufferings as a sacrifice, we gain enlightenment. But Scorpio is quite bored of this constant poking in our energy. Why can't we have a home, or where everything is just at peace? Why do people are waking up and we are asking questions? Why do I have to pay for my existence? Why do I have to pay tax? Well, we need the hospitals and we need those roads and we need this. Well, I didn't ask for that. It's nice to have a road, but on top of the taxes, you're paying for the road as well. And you're going to the hospital, and you can just say as a Norwegian alone, you go to the hospital, and it's an emergency, and they literally treat you as crap. So when I get sick, no matter how sick I get, I can't call the hospital. I'd rather die than being treated like that. It's called pride. Is it something wrong with being proud? When it turns into arrogance, then I would be a little bit careful, but I can't see anything wrong. This Christian mentality where we are not allowed to be proud of what we do because, we are happy. I did that. That makes us smile. Just like every time I buy a new stack of tarot cards and I'm happy with the drawings, I smile. Although it has put me, it's, a little bit, it doesn't matter, but whatever makes you smile, that's the path you want to go. That's the path, that's your path. And so I realized that, okay, I'll have this channel as a hobby, but I'm too foul. I don't follow, I'm not good with following rules. So going out there and collect thousands of viewers, let's just say I'm patient. I'm gonna make the cards myself because cards make me smile. I love the divination and I love it when it can help some of you out there. When it can give you I never thought about that before because so many things I've been studying in my life with Mercury here, and it's really lame not being able to use them and sharing this knowledge with someone. So here we are hanging, but we are so pissed off. It's Hangman in reverse. We are so... Why is we again someone else hang someone else, and you start to ask questions because we are waking up. Like I said, did we really come here out of free will? And if I slit my throat, will I be returned to sender? We are in the matrix, we are within the hex, so it's about learning how to play the game. This is someone who can't let go. This is crowning the situation. I can't let go of whatever I have. I only have 4 coins. Trust me, I'm very good at letting 4 coins go. So I see many of you do the same. You're not typical Scorpios because a very typical crawler, as I call them. God, I've given you naughty names for those of you who are vindictive, who think you are superiors because you have that poisonous tail. Those of you who have removed yourself from this, oh, I'm scary Scorpio, I'm above you all. I've met so many of this kind, including myself in my teenagers. I'm a Scorpio, don't mess with me, don't mess with me. And in the end, this attitude is going to only sting yourself, because people don't want to have anything to do with you. And it's kind of arrogance, being arrogant. It's not clever, it's not smart. And these kinds of Scorpios, they're mine. We hoard things, you know. Doesn't mean we will never be Scorpios again. With the aspects, you know, it's like sometimes we have a good day, sometimes we have, you know, it's not black and white, but we have moments where we are raising the tail and, you know, now you're going too far, my friend. Please don't provoke me. I might have wings, but the tail is still there and it's full on functional. Scorpio, you're letting something go. And I believe in this case that it's a good thing. It's not black and white. It could also speak about overspending money a little bit, and that some of you should maybe hold on a little bit harder to your coin right now, because we did get in a lot of cards that told me that, Scorpio, there will be some delay, and yet we got another card that says win. You also got the High Priestess, and the outcome of this situation, another Gemini card, the Lovers. So I had a small chat with you about that. So, I mean, there are people you had to let go who you love very much. But there is also someone, and someone who got a strong Gemini, I believe, and they love you a lot. They love you a lot. They come here as they might already be in your surrounding, the one who are helping you, but only just, but because it also came up that you might have been breaking their heart at some point. You have a past together. The soul connection is so strong. You're not getting rid of each other anytime soon. And at the same time, you're being very careful. You're both wrapping yourself in Isa, the eye of the runes, the frozen ones from Arundel. We're both from Arundel. I am from Arundel, but I know a lot of people who are from Arundel who freeze themselves. We as Norwegians, I mean, we are very cold people. From outside, and so we push each other away and we live alone. And like I previously mentioned, I'm the one who's sitting in the corner alone. I walked my entire path since I was a baby alone. And to this very day, I'm alone. So for me, once a hermit, always a hermit. It serves you well when you start to understand that, you know, I like to hang out with people who are awake, who open their eyes, or start to ask the right questions, rather than last time I visited my family and they all nodded together, talking about the newspaper, about this mask. And this is not me being, not, you know, promoting any this or that regarding this thing that happened, but the way they nodded together, it's a obligation to do your part for the society. Hypocrisy. All the shit that happens in the world, and now they think they are saints because they're wearing a fucking mask. And that was my visit to Norway. I don't know, a few months back. And I realized that I'm not going to see a lot of you, many of you, I mean, many of you are old, and most of you are pretty, I have to be honest, done. Only a sheep would do as they're being told to do because, oh, right? And Scorpio, you don't do that. Here you are juggling with something. You had something that was opposing you, that was, and I think that is when the camera ironically went off. There is something that, what was call it? Please comment below. Was it opposing your energies, creating an obstacle? That's the word, an obstacle. What is your obstacle when it comes to reaching your goal, Scorpio? We are still in the 10th house. And I think for me, 10th house is important because it's all about... So I'm going to go through all 12 houses that represent a kind of a talent that you might have. And I will be quick so you can see what maybe must be done. So there is the moon here. In reversed. So yeah, I also mentioned previously that you are turning your back against the devil. The devil is not popping up here, but we did get the devil up. You're turning your back against the devil and you're moving towards this one, but you are like with 4 of Cups there. You don't know whether you want to accept it or not. There was a previous betrayal here and a heartbreak. Show me the moon in reversed. Because usually that's when secret comes out, things come out in the open. Okay, there is something here regarding someone very charming, Knight of Wands. Could be Sagittarius. That's a heavy phallic. Could be someone who likes to play I am all wise, wise as. Could be, you know, Hierophant energy. There's something here that is an obstacle for you. As you can see here also this darkness that's crawling out from the water where these witches are playing with their masks. So clarify. Okay, so there was someone who withdrew their proposition about their womb. However, it seemed to come back in again. This Knight of Wands is all about in and out energy. Someone who do not want to commit, they want to play. A little bit like babies. And fire energy, there's a lot of ego in fire energy, so be just aware of that. It seems like not only are you waiting for someone, Scorpio, but someone's waiting for you as well. Yes, I know my artwork is terribly beautiful. 5 of Swords here. A hardcore headache, I don't know. But this waiting for someone or something is kind of a headache. 8 of Coins here is talking about someone who are trying to work very, very hard or, you know, making, but what's standing the most out here is how I didn't know how to draw a chariot under 5 minutes, and then I realized that, yeah, many ways to draw the chariot, and that's so that's my chariot, UFO. And I made 2 of them, and this one is about being homesick. So some of you are star children, star seeds. You're homesick. You're homesick, and there is something here about this priest, this Knight of Wands, this Sagittarius energy, Taurus. There's something very sexual about this energy as well, but it seems like you've been played by someone, Scorpio. Eight of Coins is not about only mastering something in this physical world, becoming a master at, you know, whatever I do, whatever you do, whatever you love to do. But it's also creating riches and digging. Someone are digging deep into the occult in order to achieve riches. I'm not saying you are. That could be one version of it. But when the physical is hitting, the 8th house is amplified, and a lot of money are coming out of that. And some of you feel a little bit homesick, basically. You want to go home to your mama planet. Let's check the bottom card here. Okay. So there is something that's kind of a deception, something that's been cloudy, that's coming to the surface here. That's might stopping you from taking your next step, because something that was hidden no longer is hidden. Okay, I prefer the kitty ones. Let's check out for possible outcomes for Scorpio in this situation. Kitty Cat Tarot deck. Yeah, if you live close to Alicante in Spain, Torrevieja, go to Shambhala and you'll get everything there. From singing bowls. Okay, Scorpio. You're fed up by sneaking around. I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, you still have 5 of Swords popping up here again. There's still something about someone or that gives you a headache. I feel you have to sneak around a lot, Scorpio. And the 7 of Swords here is simply the cat being asleep. And while the cat is being asleep, the mouses are dancing on the table and having great fun. So that's the meaning of this. So the 7 of Swords have a lot of meaning. And I feel many of you have to hide who you truly are. Mind games can also be, you know, a trick of a mind. It could be anything for someone who wants to play you, to you very negatively, going on and on in your mind about, you're all in your head about something. Here you are again. So the possibility for you leaving whatever situation you're in right now is very big. It's coming up more than once. 8 of Cups. Beautiful Siamese saying goodbye. And again, I've been warning you several times, there will be a confrontation with someone and there will be harsh words spoken. So I can see, this is exactly, if I knew, and now we know, that this energy is inevitable unless we are sneaking away, and we're thinking a lot about strategizing a lot about it, and we have to unfortunately detach emotionally in order to sneak away from that situation, because this is very unpleasant. I have, I don't know, a Pharaoh Libra placement in my chart. This is unpleasant. That it comes out as a Gemini on his wrath past, but exalted, this card is Scorpio as well. It's esoteric knowledge about the cards. And that's the Knight. I'm not even sure it's the Knight because it's not mounting anything. So if this is a Page of Swords, I believe, I'm not sure, because as you can see here, these are knights. They are writing something. So I believe I'm a little bit wrong about this one. So I believe this is a Page of Swords. And still they are a little bit Scorpio, they're a little bit Mickey Mouse, they're keeping an eye. And I believe that you might have someone in your life, Scorpio, they could have some Scorpio in the chart themselves. They're keeping an eye on absolutely everything you do. They could also be good hackers, so I would be aware of who I'm talking to and what I'm saying. The Devil did pop up, so it could also be someone obsessing about you. And I know for sure someone wants to commit to you. Yesterday, this Knight of Wands came in reversed. Note that the fox is a very divine symbol in Sumeria. Ancient Sumeria, which is the root of the Hebrew language. However, this is, again, Sagittarius energy, very in and out. And so, I don't know, this time they're not coming in reverse. Yesterday it was in reverse, could have been something about the past. Here again, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so let's move on to your next house. Anything we need to know? We could pull a rune. Yes, what I thought is that maybe many of you wonder a little bit about what talents you have. I mean, what you can do about this talent. So we will draw a few cards on that. So it will be, I'll try to do it as quick as possible. Let's use the Hades one. Okay, so whatever you have from talent, either is musician, writer, composer, if you have a strong Virgo like me, I like to make plots and grow things. And I'm picky, and I don't like filthy men. Although, from the irony, I tend to have trouble, you know, I cleanse my nail, but keeping them clean, trouble. So, give me a 12 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. So this will be for all of you. It could be connected to where you have your sign. This is for all of you a message. The Devil. So I just thought about obsessive energies, and here I got the confirmation. And many of you are now removing yourself from bad habits, toxic people. There's also one or several people who are obsessing about you. Okay, so that's out of the picture. So let's see, the first house. The first house. For those of you who have talents in the first house, that would be Aries. So if you have talents here in the first house, you would have a strong ascendant. You would be a leader. You would maybe want to go to the military. You would maybe want to do some martial art. Here's your advice. You have the strength there. You need to strengthen yourself, basically, okay? For those of you who have your talent in the second house, that's Taurus. That's about property, creating a home. It could even be someone who is creating a very beautiful garden. It's something fixed. It's someone who are very physical, very lovingly. You could work within real estate, everything Taurus that you can think about. They're ruled by Venus. You are up against a very difficult choice now, and it seems to me like you do not have any choice. For those of you who have talents in third house, which would be selling, you could even have telepathic skills, is Gemini energy. You could have Venus in Gemini. You could be a good talker, something about speech, it's something about journalism, writing things. You have the opportunity now to become a star. For those of you who are in the fourth house, that's all about family. Maybe you like to work with an interior architect, as an interior architect, work with family therapy. This is the house of the families. You can be a little bit closed off. You've been stuck in something, and you are now about to unstuck yourself from this this situation of Eight of Swords. For those of you who are have talent as a Leo, you would be performers like myself. I'm a fifth houser. Dancers, standing up and showing off something you have the talent for. I'm like that. I'm a dancer, and I love creating organized parties, and I have childlike nature. To spread joy. You could have a good connection with children or animals. You guys, you have the King of Wands, which is the Leo. So in that field, you own. So you're good to go. You're good to go. There is no resistance there, Scorpio. For those of you, you could have Venus in Leo. For those of you who have a strong sixth house, you're good. You're very good. That's Virgo. And they are good with numbers. 10 of coins. Way to go. That's just, you can't complain about that one. That's a fortune. For those of you who have a strong seventh house, maybe you could be diplomats, you're working with law and order, you could also be a musician, you could be someone who you're very harmonious, you're very sophisticated, you're Switzerland, you don't like to take sides, you're sophisticated, you're justice, basically, you're justice. You also fall in love very easily. You're all about marriage and these things. Unfortunately here for you, love could be a distraction right now. It could be a Pisces in your life that is distracting you, or you're disconnecting yourself from your heart. Knight of Cups is in reversed. Scorpio, no, not Scorpio. For those of you who have talents, you could have a strong 8th house or be a little bit platonic. You have 8 of Wands, and you could have talent within the occult, within hoarding money. You could have talent within sexuality, giving sexual advices. You could have talent within, you know, stock market, getting filthy rich. You also have talents with it and the understanding of death. There are news here that are delayed. For those of you who have talent that are connected to Sagittarius, that would be travel, that would be knowledge, higher knowledge within, you know, the spirituality. If this is where you want to make a career, you have a big transformation coming in here. You have Scorpio jumping in there, death. So you could have a big journey in front of you where you will gain more knowledge. Maybe you should read the Tibetan Book of the Dead or something. Death is not a bad card at all. It's all about coming out as the butterfly. Those of you who have talent within Scorpio, in the 10th house, Capricorn, there is someone there around you who already are Capricorn that you care a lot about, for some of you. Or you could gain advantages from teaming up with someone you know for a long time. You trust them, you love them, and they have strong Capricorn for you to gain. You know, work with this individual. 6 of Cups here. They love you, you love them. It could create a lot of fruits for you. For those of you who have strong placement in Aquarius, you could be working as a computer hacker, someone within technology in general. You could be working at Tesla, I don't know. You could also work with music as in psytrance, everything electronic. You could also working with human rights. There's so many things. You could also be working with science fiction. The card here is 6 of Swords in reversed. There might be a journey that you, a journey that you planned that you need to postpone a little bit. Okay, so those of you who have a strong talent or want to work within the, like my field, Pisces fields, drawing, painting, everything aesthetic, spiritual, the subconscious, and that would be my field. And well, we have there's something here, Scorpio, with 8 of Cups in reverse, that we have different, it's different to detach from something. And we did get earlier the devil. We tried to detach from the devil. But this time it's coming out in reverse. So there's something, the devil might have a grip on us, and we can't let that Bacardi breezer go, or that beer, or that extra cigarette, or something, bad habits, toxic people. We have trouble letting something go. So that would be the message for you guys, people of the 10th house. We are going to move on to the 11th house. I'm not sure 11th house is going to be as intricate. The last one. Last advice here. I think we already gave you one, but let's pluck another one. After all, unicorns. So yeah, here. It's not a Centauro, it's fighting spirit. So whatever you're after now, Scorpio, fight for it. It's not Sagittarius you see here. And apparently it's not a centaur either, a centaur, as we say. You see he's not holding a bow, but it's a fighting spirit. It's a very Martian kind of card. Okay. So we're going to jump over to your 11th house. This would be your surroundings, people you have around you in your life. It would be the higher mind, your connection to the stars. It's a very difficult house to understand. This is all about technology and standing out. And so let's just see, have a small peek on what's going on in there. Myself, I really miss living in Ibiza. I really love being in Goa. We have Cancer here in reversed. So many of you might not feel so comfortable home right now. The Moon in reversed, so it's all about this secrecy coming out. Something coming out, and it's coming out to the many, something that you would prefer to keep to yourself, Scorpio, okay? What about the Sun? It's coming out in uprights. So many of you have this inner glow. You have this inner glow. That's whoever you are. There is some issues here regarding your home, regarding something you want to bury deep down. But you have strong instinct, Scorpio. Your intuition is very well evolved, and you have the Sun here. You're shining. You're shining. You're beautiful. And you're standing out. And some of you need to just acknowledge this, that, okay, some people hate me because I'm shining. I'm shining. I've been traveling all the way to the end of the galaxy, and here I am coming back. Because many of you, Scorpio, you understand what is inside this picture. So if you go all the way down here, you see this human. And so when you travel, and if you see a person's energy field around them, don't be too surprised if this is what you actually see. I have more of these. They are made by Ashayana Dean, who is writing about the Anasazi and the Kabbalah, the history of all the different space aliens, spaced out stuff, and I love it. It's cool. Okay, so be there, be nice. Okay, whatever. Okay, so here we are. Let's find out what's going on in Aquarius. What's going on in Aquarius here? I was a little bit. Which one to pick? We already picked these cards, but I think these cards are very Capricornian. They're also very Aquarian because of they've got technology. So if it wasn't for Uranus, that planet, why couldn't they give it another name? It's not funny. It's not funny when you have to be the one saying it. Give it another name. In Spain we say Uranus. And so this planet is somehow exalted, an exalted version of Mercury. You could pretty much say that Nikola Tesla, he was a Uranian. I also have Uranian energy, but certainly I'm not Nikola Tesla. I'm completely against numbers. Just kidding. I just really failed math. So again, this popping up again, some of you really have issues with the people around you. It's been so long now, it's getting under your skin, Scorpio. Being a lone wolf is cool. You're beautiful, you're that white, untamed spirit horse. You see the lone wolf, I don't know if you've seen that movie. We are that white, untamed horse. That I decide who I am, I decide what I should be named, I decide. And yet people don't accept it, and it's been like that. It's been like that for me now for my entire life. And someone managed to get to you. Someone managed to get to you. So, but here you are also trying to manifest something. Clarify what Scorpio wants to manifest. Okay, well, I would do that too if I were you. And she popped up earlier also. You're trying to manifest this life. 10 of coins. You just want to be, you just want to have enough so you can have your freedom. And again, I saw this. This is so fucking sick. You have no fucking clue. Excuse my language. But these cards here, they popped up same in these cards. This, the modern witch, exactly in more or less the same direction. There is a Scorpio here, another Scorpio, who is messing with your life, and they're attached to a woman who has strong Cancerian energy, and they are fucking up your life. They could both be Scorpios, they could both be Cancerians, but they have a strong aquatic placement, and they're fucking giving you nightmares. And you saw earlier where you had to let go. They are behind the reasons that you have to let go. Because this is not just about money, this is about letting go of something that you love. There's also, it's gone so far, Scorpio, that some of you have gotten ill from this. There's no way this can be misunderstood. There's no way. I know who they are, you know who they are. If this does not resonate, then just skip this. This is a special message for some of you, but it comes up twice the same fucking story. And you also got the High Priestess. Then there is another story here, which is quite interesting and which I don't quite get. Maybe you're trying to manifest that back into your life, but some of you did come up as King of Wands. You have strong Leo energy here. There's something about someone who with a strong Leo placement and heartbreak here. Okay. That is so strange. But you know, when you are completely connected, these individuals, wow, they are taking and taking and taking. It seems to be like they are soulmates. Right now, it's like they're having a break in taking. But there is no apology here. They're all righteous. There is so much slander here going on around you. People who try to play you, people who are not keeping their promises, people who are showing you very obvious hate. And they don't want you to move on. And many of these people, they are together. All this in reverse. And remember, you know, all cards, depending on, you know, the position. Now we are in the 11th house, the house of the people, society, technology, blah, 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 you know. So if you're exhausted, Scorpio, I can see why. I can see why. This is something you need to work on. I mean, many of us, we've accepted being fooled by playboy girls in our lives, you know, being, it's like, you know, okay, we accept it, you know, I accept it. It comes to a point where many of us are killing ourselves slowly. And at some point, the heart will break, but Scorpio hearts, they don't break too easily. So what's in your obstacle regarding you and people around you? I mean, should you stay in this hermit mode? Should you, because if you're going to make it, you need to have some connections. And for that, you could actually hire someone that you don't need to have any personal, you know. So yeah, you're a bit stuck. You feel unwanted. So your challenge here is waiting. It's an obstacle for you to wait. And it doesn't really tell me too much about, okay, wait for what? What do you mean, waiting? Waiting? I mean, give me something more here. Give me something more here. I don't care about what happened in the past. We've already looked into the past. We already looked into how you've endured all this shit with the hangman here. I want you guys of this Nordic pirate tribe to become stars, to become the best version of who you are. I want you to succeed. Trust me. If I can give that to you, if I can give my strength to you, I gladly give it to you. And then my mission on this earth at least have some meaning. And if my knowledge can be any use for you, then well, here you have. Again, here justice coming in for you. Again, it's been showing up several times because you've been enduring this. So clarify the Three of Wands for Scorpio. Because we can't keep on waiting for people to come and say, hello, I've changed, I see your point now. So there is this energy of you, you know, you have this talent. Many of you could be musicians as well. You're being cast out because, oh, you're not, right, you know, that's very typical. We cast out the musicians, and so we end up sitting in the streets with our talents. And what do we need musicians for? They're not doing anything. Well, imagine a world without art and music. Imagine how that would look like. Just grey concrete everywhere and bankers. Nothing green, growing. That's being kept away for the rich people, you know. Only processed food. And the musicians, that's only for those who are willing to sell their soul to the fucking devil. To people who are raping you, exploiting you. Just remember what Michael Jackson said about Sony. It's a tragedy. You're not being seen and you're not being appreciated for who you are. And frankly, I'm getting a little pissed off on your behalf, Scorpio. I won't cry. I have put on Isa today, the rune. Although I feel like getting a little pissed off. You have 7 of Cups. So you're confused. You're confused. You don't understand, why are people like this? Why are people like this? Because now everything is just about mass production. So when you're creating a beautiful piece of art, you know, the people don't appreciate, because they will go to the China or they will go to IKEA and then they will buy a cheap piece there. And you know, you can buy absolutely anything now that's mass produced. So why would anyone pay? Let's say, you know, this ring in Norway, if a Norwegian made this ring and I were to sell this in a jewelry shop in Norway, it would be hundreds of euros. But because, and it's not mass produced, but because it's made by someone, well, let's say not Norwegian, the value goes down. And it's high level quality silver and artwork. I could remember his eyes when he watched me wearing this beautiful ring with this beautiful rock. How he was admiring his own work, and with good reason. Check yourself the Norwegian prices on handcraft. This is unique, it's one of a kind. And I don't wear my rings so my hands can look cool. I wear them to admire them. And you know, and you know, this is someone, a friend of my grandmother. She made this piece of silver. She's known as Astrid Holte in Norway, inspired by old Viking pattern. She got filthy rich. She is one of the ones who made it, and she happened to be a Capricorn, of course. And so what I'm trying to say here, don't sell yourself short. There is no way, you know, I got this, because let's just say I purchased a lot of silver, and there is no way that I'm going back to Norway and putting this up less because it's not made by a Norwegian. This is beautiful. The rock, it's semi-precious jewel, is one of a kind. There's no way, then I'd rather keep it myself, because when I see art, I recognize precious art, I collect it. So many things we can do with it. Scorpio, you have the Wheel of Fortune here. I'm a little curious. Do you mind? What is the Wheel of Fortune going to bring to you? Because what I did see earlier today was that, oh, there is some money. There could be less red numbers on your bank account. Let's put it like that. I don't have any marks, so let's put it like that. If I want to have a large loan, I can probably get it. But I want to be sensible, like my daddies. I have 2 daddies. And pay this, excuse my language, fucking goddamn asshole pieces of demons that are called bankers. I trust you. If demons on earth exist, and they do, they are called bankers. They are the most vicious beasts, arsehole creatures on earth. And I'm not talking about those poor creatures, you know, working on the bottom there. I'm talking about bankers who are bankers in nature. So here you are hesitating to take a big leap here, but Scorpio. You remember the Lover's card on the Wheel of Fortune? You remember that? Well, you have the Lovers again. Kitty cat, kitty cat. Beautiful. Here's the version of the cats. That's the version of the Hanged Man. I had a few of those. And trust me, a lot of people who passed my house talked about the beauty of my curtains. 10 kitty babies crawling in them. So here we are. So that's it, guys. I think we got an answer here. Any more questions regarding you and the society? I mean, you need to have a foot outside if you're going to make it. Luckily, we have computers. We don't need to actually step out in the warrior field in order to sell something. Of course, it is easier. If I'm standing in front of you, I want to sell you this ring. And if people knew what kind of claw I'm wearing around my neck, I don't know what to say. What would happen? No, I'm not going to check that. What will happen? But yeah. By the way, it's not a trophy thing. It's not a trophy thing. It was a tragedy thing, but it was a very. It's from a very large cat. Let's put it like that. And so getting many of those ain't easy. As you can see, I have more fun with tarot cards than putting this up on eBay. Or, you know, I love my playthings more than I love money, and I guess that's my obstacle. So guys, we are going to move on to your subconscious, but I'm going to have a limonade before we get that far. So think about your subconscious level, and I have a few advices regarding that. That would be your 12th house. If you have your astrology chart in front of you, you can check your 12th house. What sign is in the 12th house? This is where you would, yeah, let's get there later. I'm just lemonade meal it. Oh, that was yummy. I think it's about 30 degrees inside. Try to go outside and you'll get heat stroke. Okay, so let's have a jump into our subconscious level, Scorps. What's going on there? What is going on in Scorpio's subconsciousness? I've spoken to you a little bit before about what I did in order to connect to my own subconsciousness. What the hell? And that is to create thought forms. So you could look up the word either servitor, thought form, or tulpa. And these are energy bodies that you create, and when you observe these creatures, now they started to come to me without me creating any one of them. I was tulpamancing maybe 3 creatures, and then out of the blue they just start to appear. So that's also one of the reasons I want to visit Shiva Pashupati temple, because he's Lord of the animals, and I have a special connection to them. And so when these thought forms, you create, let's say, you create an imaginary friend, and you want them to look like this. You want them to have, I don't know, whatever, you know. Maybe you want your imaginary friend to have wings, whatever. And so observe this thought form. How are they behaving around you? That will be your subconsciousness, okay? So unless you construct the idea on what they are doing, which is very difficult actually, like the other day, out of the blue, a black horse, beautiful, just popped into my energy field. And I was like, wow, horses? I used to have a thing for horses, but no more. And it presented itself as Sophia. It's not a name I would choose, although it means wisdom, and it had eyes like sapphire. And I looked, it's so black, so shiny, and I thought, in what way is she representing my subconsciousness? She's just poof, out of the blue. So very, very beautiful. And I looked at her and I see black, she's black and shiny, you know, with silky long mane, and she's, you know, majestic. I mean, if she was a physical creature, she would, let's say, cost a lot of money. And I asked myself, why aren't you like a Pegasus with wings and have this unicorn thing? And out of the blue, yesterday she manifested that. It's like she knew that that's a preference in my world, to be a little bit of the extraordinary, you know what I mean? I didn't ask for it, but she all of a sudden stretched out her wings. And when we observe those tulpas around you, those imaginary friends, how they behave, you're connecting yourself to your subconsciousness. If you see one of the animals are crying or in pain, if you know animals, you see that when the horse is happy, it's putting its ears front like this. So cats, when they're curious. When the cat is not so happy, the ears goes a little bit back like this. So what's up with you, Sappa? Are you okay? In my head, I'm telling myself that's the one I rescued 6-7 months ago. Obviously, it's not the one, but I'm telling myself that. So let's check out your subconscious level, Scorpio. So remember again, this is a collective read. You have Sagittarius here. That's a very strange thing to have in your... So you could have Jupiter in 12th house. You have Gemini here, uprights. So maybe you're not communicating too well with some of you. This could be, you know, different messages. You're not communicating too well. How do I do this without confusing myself? Sorry, I have to do that. Give me one more or two more cards for Scorpios. Thank you, Great Spirit. And here you have Pisces. So Pisces energy. For those of you who are born between the 3rd and the 8th, you will have the 2nd decanate. You will have tints of Pisces. And you're excellent deceivers. You have the talent to make movies. you're illusionists. And you're very giving. You're everything else, but that's mine, 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 mine. That's a Capricorn and Taurus thing. Sorry, cross-watcher. And by the way, Scorpio is also on a low level. Mine, 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 mine. We could be extremely greedy. So greed, yeah. Libra and Pisces, I suppose, the least greedy signs we have. Same goes for Virgo. They are also very giving and sharing. Gemini, giving and sharing. Sagittarius, giving and sharing. Leo, very giving and sharing. Most signs, actually. It is, you know, yeah, I'd say most of them. But Taurus, those are probably the worst. And same goes for Scorpio. When they are on the Scorpio level ground. Scorpio, you have Mercury in the 12th house. So it's a contradiction, because this is, you know, right-minded, and so there is this communication with your subconscious here, and you also have Saturn, which can imply that there are some issues regarding your subconscious. So there are things going on. And remember that at least 90% of what we do are facts. That's why sometimes I love to watch my own tarot movies, because lately I've been getting to know myself from another angle, from how people outside me see me. You know, how the smile, you know, my facts, like, oh, that's how people see me, and my voice, and so, yeah, film yourself and check out how you're moving, and all that's also one way of seeing yourself from another perception. Okay, so what's better to connect the subconsciousness better than with cats? What do you say, Staff? But you agree? So animals, and in this case cats have Venus energy. They say cats are from Venus, and they also say that cats have a Reiki. They have a healing power, and they are very sophisticated and they give you so much love, some of them, and embrace that love. And remember, once upon a time, they were celebrated as a gift from the goddess Bast. So cats, they do have special powers. They do see things that we don't, and they give us so much. For me, feeding them, I do spend a few €100 a year, I think, on just feeding. These are wild cats, but the collective here of Norwegians and Scandinavians have decided that we all feed them. And I take a lot of pleasure in having them stopping by. So let's check out what's going on Scorpio's subconscious level. Remember how you've been raised. People tell you how you are. This is your inner child, and these are things that can destroy you as an adult. And that's why if you want to create thought forms, as I suggested to you, you want to strengthen them all the time. Now I have so many tulpas that I'm starting to lose the sight. But yeah, I have to admit, I generally appreciate animals more than humans. Animals are very honest. And when they're dishonest, it's so cute. It's so adorable. So here you're coming up, Scorpio, with 2 of coins. And what do we have here? Page of Cups. So we have Page of Cups here, coming in for you. Do you want a little bit of love? Do you want a little bit of love? You are juggling some energies down there in the bottom of the sea. I do not quite understand what Sagittarius have to do. You could have been raised by a Sagittarius Scorpio like myself, and that's affecting. She have a Scorpio moon, so it was a very difficult thing for me to, yeah, let's just put it like that. She was, and so of course she's affecting me, my own mother. And Saturn's reversed myself. I was not disciplined, so never ever have I had any discipline. Gemini here in reversed, telling me that the communication between you and the subconscious level is a little bit rough. Same with Mercury. But you do come up here with both of these coins as the eternity symbol. So, and the fish here. I don't know. The subconsciousness knows that when something is about to happen, a cup of love coming in for you. And here we have, I believe this would be the Queen of Swords. Could be a male, but how do you see the difference? But it's got this super cute baby owling in the bottom there. I'm so weak when I see those cutelings. So this is again Isa, the frosting of the heart. So in between these, I'm going to light them up so you can see them up close. You have this offering coming in. This cat is daring enough to juggle a rat and a fish in a bowl. I'd say that's, you're daring, Scorpio. How dare you? So in your obstacles, which should be obvious by now, in your obstacles, Scorpio, everything difficult is usually hidden in the 12th house, which is ruled by Neptune. There's part of you who are waiting as an obstacle. I mean, can you see how many times, even in my self-made cards, this energy of waiting and waiting and waiting for something, Scorpio? What is this? a lot of injustice. Okay, this one is in reverse. This is justice, Isis in this case, but this symbolizes, this is justice again. And so as a child, there was a lot of injustice happening to you. And so that did something to you. That to this very day, you're waiting. You're waiting. Deep down hidden, you have Two of Cups here. That is, it's a struggle for you. It's like some of you are waiting for the one. And the one is not coming in. And you're being separated by injustice. Show me, Great Spirit, why are Scorpio waiting? This is like your inner child, right? So why are Scorpios waiting so much? What are you waiting for? Maybe you should stop waiting and take action. Okay, this. Again, this Scorpio here, this King of Cups, another Scorpio is keeping an eye on you. So you have to be very, very careful. I've got several warnings. Another Scorpio, a strong Scorpio placement. It's got someone by their side and they're keeping an eye on you, and I think you're aware of it. You need to pay attention or keep an eye, because like I said, they messed up your life as beyond. Maybe some of you subconsciously are waiting for them to understand that this is not the right way to do things. They are not letting go whatever you have done to them, Scorpio. You might have been in a fight with them, you might have been unfair to them but now you see things differently. You see, you are the High Priestess. And so you changed, but the wrath or the grudge from this other Scorpio here is not changing. So they're holding on to whatever happened in the past. You also have hidden love here. You have hidden love. And again, Six of Cups. There is someone who loves you a lot. And deep inside you know that. They are craving for your attention here. Maybe you are the one waiting to get the attention. Maybe you are the one that loves someone very much. It can go vice versa. So sometimes I mix myself into the equation, which I shouldn't. But of course I see myself a lot in these things happening here. To this individual, when they look at you, they see a star. They see a star. And I think that's also what you're waiting for. Here we have Five of Wands. There is a conflict here. Again, I blame it on that pissed off Scorpio. Queen of Wands popping up here. So you have the star, you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the Queen of Cups. And again, she popped up earlier. She was in reverse, working with him. And like this card is saying, pay attention. Watch the watcher. So you having the Queen of Wands, you go out there and something tells me that a lot of you out there, there's some of you, maybe all of you, are very attractive. You are the star, but you have forgotten all the beautiful things that you achieved in life. So I suggest that you write down, you get a book and write down all the achievements that you've done, the things that you're proud to this very day, and remind yourself of this. Okay? Let's look deeper into the past, Scorpio. Let's look deeper into the past. Yep. Yep. I see a lot of people getting things around you. They got this and they got that, but you didn't. You didn't. I don't know. I just saw it coming in to my head. In the past here, I see someone hiding a lot. Hiding from harsh words, hiding from bullies. I also see you being harassed by someone, and at the same time you're crawling up those curtains, and you know, I refuse. But in the beginning, you might have taken a lot before you started to harshen or to harden up your spine. So you were alone a lot. You were a lot to yourself, I believe, many of you. And you went to find a way, how can I make people stop being this to me? Then one day you found the answer. And slowly, slowly you learned about who you are. And slowly, slowly people started to shiver by the very gaze you have. That is how Scorpios are molded from. You come out, you're all pure as the universe, and then we are being molded into becoming what we are today as adults with the knowledge we have in, slowly, slowly pushed into the matrix. We have to pick a role, and for people who are born into the sign of Scorpio, this is our protection, this is our power, this is our shield. We reek of death. Come closer and I'll rip you apart, said Scorpio. Basically what I'm saying, at some point you had enough and you started to push back. Okay? And after some time, maybe you rebelled. I rebelled with, started to listen to heavy metal, using the black eyeliner, and I gave people the stare, as in, I'm going to kill you if you get closer. Because I'm not putting up with this anime. I remember one girl coming towards me, just slapping me in the face several times. No reason at all. Classmates screaming at me, ridiculing me, And after some time, when I was 12, the Scorpio was born. And slowly, 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 I taught each and every one of them a lesson. That especially one of them, never ever will forget. Something I would never do today, but something my heart froze. And like Saturn here, no empathy for humans. No empathy. And I turned into frost. I turned into someone with no facial expressions, basically. Scorpio, this is incredible. So as a child, you did not get positive attention because you stood out somehow? And yet, you were teased from standing out, many of you. I'm not, of course, I'm not talking to all Scorpios in the world, but I'm talking to the many of you. In particular, if those of you who are connecting to my vibe, will understand, okay? There's a reason, there's a reason we connect. And recently, you went from being just this, as in not just this, only this, to now raising in the ranks. At some point you learn to understand the concept of compassion and understanding. Show me a picture. I'm going to select you into 3 decanate Scorpios. So first, you can, whatever you connect to. So Scorpio, I'm going to look at a picture that's connected to your subconsciousness. It's not a horse, it's a direction. So some of you Scorpios, maybe all of you, need a direction. So maybe also automatically handwriting is also one way of attaching yourself to your subconsciousness. Show me another picture of Scorpio's subconscious. Here we have, it's not a wave, it's intensity. And water does symbolize emotion and intensity. Beautiful, amazing, incredible, beautiful Scorpios. You're all, you're all so incredibly different and all so incredibly beautiful. I don't even have to look into the cards to see this. You have this inner world that's just, I would love to come visit you in your inner world one day. So show me 3rd tribe of Scorpio. Show me the 3rd tribe of Scorpio and their subconscious, their 12th house. Okay, here we have This is not a mountain, this is stability. So deep, deep inside of you, some of you could have lost your childhood home, or a home in general. Some of you could have been adopted, or some of you have been moving a lot. Some of you could have had parents that's all in and out, as in a stepmother, stepfather. Something in your childhood created instability in your life, and so today you're hunting for something, a square, just a square with a plot where you could feel the beautiful things that you felt and that you could feel before they started to punish you for the most absurd things. That I remember. Being punished instead of being told in a way that, honey, we don't say that to strangers, because then the stranger will be sad. Instead, some of you get a slap in the face. As the adult people taking for granted that a child should know what to say and not say. Yeah? Some of you are raised with violence. Some of you are raised with narcissism in your family. I see vanity in some of your families. Someone who are more obsessed, someone who are obsessed with how they look. Could be even your mother, more obsessed with beauty products and how they look, how everything look on the surface, more than they are obsessed with how why the child isn't doing his homework. I see some of you have more than one daddy, like myself. I have more than one daddy. So this creates things that we do, and it prevents us from succeeding in life, Scorpio. So let's see if the universe can give us a path, some answers on how to change things that also have turned into a pattern that is destructive to you, Scorpio. Okay? And then I have to clean the house, because in a couple of days there will be someone here with a Scorpio ascendant who do not like mess, and I will have to work on eggshells and make sure everything here is clean and perfect. Is a very nice individual, or else I would not be here, but yeah, 1 more month and then I will be moving out again. So stability, yes, thank you very much. So let's see, show me some solutions for Scorpio here. Show me some solutions. So this is the last house, Scorpio. That's very strange. Many of you were left just to be on your own, which certainly does not make you more of a people person. Many of you were left for your own company. And even sometimes there would be birthdays or things happening all up to this very day where people celebrate things. But you're not part of that equation. And now it's turned into that stage where, yeah, well, I couldn't give a fuck anyway, because now you see humans for their viciousness and how they can really be. But remember this, that some humans are actually awakened, and these are the people you seek. But we are all on different processes and stages. So being too close to people in these days, in general, living on top of each other, sharing a bed and eating on the same plate, and that's dangerous. Because we have different things in our process, that I have things on my plate that the other one could be allergic to. Okay? So it's not about separating yourself, it's just being organized. Okay? There is a soulmate here, Scorpio. There is a soulmate. And I don't know why that pops up now. Maybe it's time for you to reconnect with your soulmate. But the issue is that like I saw before, there was a betrayal. But if you can't get past that, but I don't know. I'm not someone who could give out love advices. I failed on that field, basically. I am someone who I love a lot. And I think Scorpios, this is typical Scorpio saying, we love a lot. And we are ready to serve the one we love into the degree where it's almost crazy. And then this love is being taken for granted or taken advantage of, and then we disappear. And at some point you give it maybe a second chance, a third chance, and one day they knock on your door and Scorpio is gone. And this time many of you will stay in this hermit for as long as it takes. You raised your standards. There is something here that is unclear to you here. Ace of Swords in reversed. You do have the knave page of coins. So I would suggest that whatever work you have or project you have, take advantage of that little coin. That coin can easily grow into 10 of coins, okay? You do have the Empress card. 7 of coins here. Things not working out quite as planned. And yet, these people, these troll in a box, despite some of the tomatoes were missing on that tree, they are celebrating their achievement, although it wasn't as great as it was supposed to be. They are celebrating that, oh, we made it this far. So remember, be grateful. Be grateful. If you have all your limbs, you have your sight, your vision, and even if you don't, still be grateful. It can always be worse. And trust me, never give up hope. Integrate the hope and let this be a part of you, okay? Now let's pull you a a rune. Maybe it can help you somehow. Let's pull a rune for the 3 tribes of Scorpio. Give me a rune for the first tribe of Scorpio. That would be Reido, which is progression, travels, adventures. So check out, I mean, if you are a little short, I don't know, it could be different from for all of you, but check out traveling. There's so much to learn from journeys, okay? There are many ways you can travel that cost you very little, okay? I don't have any advice on that. I like a very soft bed. But I tried the cheap part. And here we are finally with the Jallarhorn. Some of you, especially of the second tribe, it's now time for you to start promoting yourself. Create your business. Remember, do not present your business as you. In Norway we say aksjeselskap. I don't know what that is in English. Like stocks, so people can give their, yeah, you know what I mean. So, but promote yourself, anzus. Do not be afraid to promote your work and what you've achieved in life. Now is the time, not tomorrow. Procrastinating doesn't serve you very well, does it? Anyone. The third tribe of Scorpio, you get Eo. So here we have the infinity symbol, we have resistant, we have prudence. There's something about establishing here, it's something about knowledge. This is the tree of knowledge. It's also about grounding. This is the very dragon that is cannibalizing on its own tail. It's also the infinity symbol. And so below the tree of life, that in Norse mythology is called Yggdrasil, there is a snake living within its roots, and on top of that tree there's a falcon or a hawk. And you could easily see that sun or that moon inside this card as an eye. So it's the heaven and the sky. What is above is so below. Take care of your roots. They also need nourishment in order for the tree to thrive. So this is very much the Taurus that we saw. The third tribe of Scorpio, establishment. And there is no crime in connecting to all these 3. I feel all of these 3 could be a thing. Okay, my beautiful tribe of Scorpios, thank you so much. I'm Raven from Norway, and I hope really this helps. Welcome back so much, and see you on the flip side.